Hello everyone, my name is Olivia, and today we're going to do a book haul as well as a thrift store haul, because you all know that I have been going thrifting very often lately throughout the weekends, so I wanted to show you all the books that I have acquired recently while also showing you some of the things and items that I have gotten from various thrift store trips. And this video is being sponsored by Skillshare, so thank you so much to them for sponsoring my videos and always supporting my channel. Skillshare is an online learning community full of courses on an array of topics like plant care, film, creative writing, productivity, and so much more for those creative minds who are looking to develop some skills or try something completely new. There are so many classes that you can take on Skillshare that can relate to your hobbies or interests. One class that I have been taking is Confidence for Creatives, 5 exercises to grow your confidence and self-care, because I used to be such a confident person and fell out of that groove, so I wanted to take this class and learn some tools to inspire me and build more confidence in myself and my passions. This is something that I really love about Skillshare. There are not only classes to teach yourself new skills like photography or writing, but they also have courses to take to help you improve your mind in positive ways to help you live a better life. If you are interested in joining Skillshare to try new skills and join a creative community with me, the first 1,000 of you to click the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership to try out for yourself. New classes are always being added to their site, and there is always something new to learn or improve upon. So if you want to continue your membership afterwards, it will be around $10 a month. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring my video and supporting my channel, and let's get into the haul video. Let's get into the books first, because I know that's what you're all here for, but I also am really loving all the things that I got from thrift stores, so be sure to stick around for that as well, because some of the things that I got are really cool. So the first book that I want to show you is one of my most anticipated reads of 2021, and it is The Most Beautiful Girl in Cuba by Chanel Clayton. Chanel Clayton is one of my favorite authors of all time. Any book that she will publish, I will buy, because I have fallen in love with all of her stories. This is a continuation in this series following this one family in Cuba, the Perez family. So it says, 3 revolutionary women fight for freedom in this captivating novel inspired by real-life events and the true story of a legendary Cuban woman who changed the course of history. I actually don't know too much about what is going to happen in this novel, but I just knew that I needed it in my life because I have loved every single book that Chanel has written, and I know I'm going to fall in love with this story, and it seems like it's going to be a little bit more hard-hitting, like When We Left Cuba, which was all about espionage. This is way before the Cuban Revolution. This was when Spain took over Cuba, and I cannot wait to learn about that piece of history because I'm not that well versed on Cuba in the 1800s, so I'm really excited to see what Chanel Clayton is going to do during that time period to share Cuban history, and I just know I'm going to love it, and I am going to film a reading vlog for it because I have filmed a reading vlog for every other Chanel Clayton book that I have read, so I have to keep the tradition going. I just have to do a reading vlog for this. So thank you so much to Berkeley for providing me with a copy of The Most Beautiful Girl in Cuba. I cannot wait to get to it soon. The next book that I have to show you was provided to me by Flatiron Books, so thank you so much to them, and it is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. This is a Greek mythological retelling that I just had to snatch up. This follows Ariadne, who is the princess of Crete, and she decides to team up with Theseus, who is the prince of Athens, to kill the Minotaur who lives underneath the palace that she lives in. I don't know much about this story, but I am excited for it nonetheless. It sounds amazing, and it says, with fierce determination, Saint topples kings from their thrones, reveals heroes' darker desires, and tarnishes the shine on the gods of Olympus. Our heroine and her sister Phaedra struggle against the weakness, hubris, and cruelty of men and gods. And that was a blurb on the back of the book, and it just sounds really good. It kind of reminds me of The Silence of the Girls, which is a story following the women during the Trojan War, and it really highlights the strife that they had to go through. So I think this is going to be an amazing read, and I started reading it, but I only read like the first chapter, so that's why my bookmark is in it. But I also cannot wait to read this because it just sounds right up my alley. And the moment that I knew that Flatiron had arcs of it, I went to request it and they kindly gave me a copy, so thank you so much to them. Flatiron also gave me a hardcover copy of Anna K Away by Jenny Lee. This is the sequel to Anna K, which was one of my favorite books of 2020. That was a retelling of Anna Karenina, and I cannot tell you anything about this book because it will spoil everything about Anna K. But just know that Anna K is a fun YA contemporary full of parties and secrets and just falling in love, and it just really captures the spirit of being a teen in New York City, and I absolutely loved it and cannot wait to read the sequel because I think it's going to be super fun, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next because the first book really left me wondering what was going to happen to all these characters. So you get to see all their different points of views, and it's just such a fun story. So I was able to work with Flatiron on Instagram. If you have not followed me there, be sure to do so. And we did a giveaway for Anna K Away, so they provided me with the hardcover copy of it, and I think it's stunning. I love the cover, I love the color design. I just think that these covers are beautiful. The next book was provided to me by Ingarad Press, and it was a complete surprise, but when I saw it on my doorstep and I saw so many people talking about it on Twitter and raving about it, I knew I had to immediately put it on like my priority TBR, and it is Counting Down With You by Tashi Bhuiyan. And this just sounds like such a fun YA contemporary. So we follow Karina Ahmed, who is a Bangladeshi teen, and she is tutoring the resident bad boy when they decide to fake date while her parents are away for 4 weeks. So they are fake dating and everything is just going so well, and Karina's starting to wonder, does she want this whole facade to end once her parents come home? So many people that I trust have really been enjoying this, have been blurbing this, and it just sounds so cute and just brings me back to the roots of YA contemporary. So I'm very much excited to read this. And I was just reading her bio, and it says that she insists that 2010 is the best year in cinematic history. Read Tangled and Inception. Did we just become best friends? Because I wholeheartedly agree. 2010 was just a prime time for cinematic history. It's the beginning of a new decade. It was just such a good time for cinema. I hope she has some cinematic references in this novel because that would be amazing. I would love for her to talk about it some more. Another book that I have here, I actually won in a giveaway, and I think I mentioned in another video that I won something in a giveaway. And I don't know, my luck is getting really good with giveaways, so like maybe I should start playing the lotto. Who knows? I don't know. But the book that I won was For the Wolf by Hannah Witten, and it is also customized, and it is just so beautiful because it looks like a continuation of the cover, and I am obsessed with it. She also signed it, and I'm just so happy that I won such a personalized copy of For the Wolf. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So it says, for fans of Uprooted and The Bear and the Nightingale comes a dark, sweeping debut fantasy novel about a young woman who must be sacrificed to the legendary Wolf of the Wood to save her kingdom. But not all the legends are true, and the wolf isn't the only danger lurking in the wood. So we follow our main character Red, who is the second daughter of this family, and her only purpose in life is to be sacrificed to the Wolf of the Wood. And she has no qualms about it because she has these very dark powers that she thinks is a burden onto the world. And it says at the bottom of the summary, but the legends lie. The wolf is a man, not a monster. Her magic is a calling, not a curse. And if she doesn't know how to use her powers, the gods of the world will swallow their world whole. I am so excited to read this. This seems just like a feminist retelling of Red Riding Hood. It seems like it's going to have a very strong main character that I cannot wait to read about. And I am just such a sucker for a Red Riding Hood retelling. I think they are also amazing. And this is a thick book. I think this is going to be a duology, and this is Hannah's debut novel, so I'm very excited to read it. And I'm also happy to be supporting two debut authors because these two books sound amazing. The next book that I got at a used bookstore, and I was looking at all their different selections, and they had such a good amount of books that I wanted, and I found this one that has been on my TBR for years, and I told my friend that I got it because of her, and she's like, I never recommended that book to you, but it sounds cool. So I thought she recommended it to me, but I think maybe someone on here or someone on Instagram recommended it to me. So either way, someone told me about this book, and it is At the Wolf's Table by Rossella Postorino, and this was translated from Italian by Leah Genizecco. This follows a 25-year-old during World War II, and she is forced forced to become one of Hitler's taste testers. So before every meal, she is the one who is going to taste his food before he eats it to see if it is poison. So this is a historical fiction based on a true story which discusses guilt and survival and just helping someone who you do not agree with, even though you are forced to help them. It's not really your choice. I cannot wait to dive into this eventually because I think this is a very unique piece of history that not a lot of people know about. My library has it on audiobook, but I started listening to it and I didn't really like the narrator, so I think I'm going to be reading this physically. But I'm really glad that I was able to find a copy of it at the used bookstore because this doesn't seem like a very common book, and I'm also really glad that it's translated because I want to read more translated fiction. It sounds like a very interesting, very harrowing read, and I'm really interested to hear more about the guilt of survival because you are helping this man by surviving. So I have a couple more books, but now we're kind of like bleeding into the thrift store haul because I got a couple of things from thrift stores that are able to be read. So a couple of other things that I got at the used bookstore where I got at the Wolf's Table is a Life magazine from Marilyn Monroe. This is something that my mom came across when we were browsing the bookstore, and I love Life magazines. I think they are so interesting and they're really comprehensive to sum up someone's life, obviously. And I do have to admit, I am not actually a fan of Marilyn Monroe's acting. I don't think she's a good actress. She had to redo scenes over and over again, and directors really did not enjoy working with her. It kind of shows in her movies. I don't really think she's the best actress in old Hollywood. But the thing is, I'm very much interested in Marilyn Monroe herself, in how they sexualized her, and how they commodified her, and how they used her in so many different ways. And I think that her life is both very sad, but also very interesting. So I got this to read more about her personal life because there are so many different aspects to her life and how society viewed her that I think is just really sad, but also fascinating. In that used bookstore, I also got a postcard because they had hundreds upon hundreds of postcards that I was like rifling through like I was in like a filing cabinet, and I came across this one in their section of postcards from England, and it is a postcard of William Shakespeare's birthplace. So this is in Stratford upon Avon, and I love Hamnet, and Hamnet is set in William Shakespeare's birthplace, and I was very happy that I came across this because as a William Shakespeare fan, I think it's a really cool thing to own. So yeah, here we go. The next book that I got was at a Goodwill, and my dad came across this and told me that I needed it, and I was like, you know what? I do need it. It's like the perfect coffee table book, and it is Hollywood at Home, a family album. So this is from 1950 to 1965, and if you look closely, you will notice that the people on the cover of the book are Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart. We already know that I love Lauren Bacall. I think she's one of the coolest people around. I wish I could be her, and she is just such a cool person. And I really love this book because it shows these actors and actresses at home in a very personal and very intimate way, and these are photographs that you usually wouldn't see of these actors and actresses, and I think it's a really cool way to see them in a raw kind of environment where they don't have their guard up, where they feel very comfortable. So I think that setting a time out to flip through this book to see all these different celebrities at home, to not only look at glimpses of their home, but to just see glimpses into their life would be something that's very cool. So I'm really glad that my dad found this. And there we have Marlon Brando as well, and I just think it's a really cool concept for a photo book. So I have one more cool thing that I want to show you, and then we're going to go into the clothing that I thrifted recently. The next thing that I got at Goodwill was the best $4 that I've ever spent, and it is this skull that I got for my room. As you can tell, I'm a fan of Shakespeare, and I have always wanted to have my own skull to either have on a desk or on a bookshelf because it reminds me of Hamlet so much. And the moment I saw this at Goodwill, I was like, it is mine. Nobody touch it. Nobody was going to reach for it, but nobody touch it. I want it so badly, and it is amazing. It's decently heavy. I don't know what the material is. I just love the detail of it, and I love having it on my shelf. It gives it such a dark academia feel to my shelves. This was something that I didn't know I needed, but the moment I came across it, I was like, I need you in my life. So let's get into the clothing that I recently thrifted from various thrift stores, and I can't even remember where I got all of these clothes. Let's start with something to add to my extensive collection of turtlenecks, and it is a green turtleneck. I have always wanted a green turtleneck because I think green is like my color. I think it complements my skin so nicely, and it just looks really nice on me and makes me feel confident. So I wanted to have a green turtleneck for my very extensive turtleneck collection. I'm trying to get a turtleneck for every color in the rainbow. This was originally from J. Crew and I got it for $9 at Goodwill, I think. The next thing I got was also $9. It might have been $7, and it is a shirt that I wore in a previous video. It is a black button-up shirt. So it has like a nice ribbed material to it. It has these pearlescent type of buttons to it. The original company is Bobby Chan and I love it. It's 70% silk. It's really soft and really thin as well, so it's not too warm because I get very hot very easily. So I like breathable materials. I can't wear polyester. I don't like that material. So I'm always looking for like cotton materials or silk materials. So I'm very glad that I found this because it's versatile. You could dress it up, dress it down. Very happy with this piece. Another thing is such a steal. I got this for $3. $3, y'all. And it is a brown kind of like tennis skirt, but it's longer than the traditional tennis skirt. I think it goes up to my knees or just above my knees because I like to wear it high-waisted, so it goes a little bit above my knees, and I'm obsessed with this skirt. It fits on my waist perfectly. It just looks so flattering, and I can't believe that I found this for $3. It gives me old Hollywood feels, and I think my friend Jill commented on my photo of it saying that like I look like a sexy librarian in it, and that's the vibe I'm going for. Sexy librarian, sexy old Hollywood girl. It's just beautiful and I just love the way it fits on me. Something else that I got that I do have to alter because it doesn't fit me quite right. It's a little bit big on the waist and I need to kind of like take it in on the bust because it doesn't flatter me. It kind of is just a very loose material. And this one is polyester, but it was just like too pretty to give up. And it is this square neckline floral dress. This falls just above my knees and it has a very nice square neckline and has the ruffled sleeves. It gives me a very soft Renaissance feel and I love this dress. I walked into a Goodwill and saw it on the rack and immediately got it within like the first minute of going into the store because my eyes just latched on to the print and I knew it was the type of dress for me. So the thing about this dress is that the waist is a little bit too wide. It's not flattering. It's kind of just like a square shape that wouldn't really flatter anyone. So I'm going to be taking in this myself and altering it just a little bit so it can be a little bit more flattering for my body shape. And the last item that I got, I did not need, but I saw it, I wanted it, and now it's in my house. So what can you do? It is a red velvet dress. It is a red velvet dress. It goes, I think, maybe up to my ankle. Why do I need a second red velvet item? I do not know. But if someone were to be like, hey, Olivia, I'm throwing a murder mystery party. Do you want to come? I can be like, let me choose between my two red velvet items so I can play Miss Scarlet. But those are the recent books and thrifted items that I have acquired throughout the past weeks. I am genuinely so excited for all of the books that I recently acquired, and I am so grateful for all these publishers who provided me with copies of some of my most anticipated reads of 2021, and I'm just so happy with all the different things that I got at thrift stores. They are all such random items, but things that I have been wanting for years upon years, like this skull and like this red velvet dress because I just like dressing dramatically. The more dramatic, the more I want it. That's basically my motto for clothing. I am just really enjoying sharing my thrift store hauls here, so let me know if you want me to do more of them in the future. Let me know if you want me to do like a thrift with me type of video. I don't know. let me know because I'm really enjoying thrifting lately and I think it's really fun. And you might not find something every single time you go to a store, but it's still fun to browse and look at the different random items that they have at a store. It's something that my family and I have really gotten into over the past couple of months that have brought us a lot of joy throughout the weekends. So I'm very happy to be able to share with you some of the things that I've gotten there. So if you have not followed me here, or if you have not followed me on any of my other social medias, be sure to do so. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out my Instagram. Be sure to check out my book talk. I have a book talk now. I am so happy that you were able to spend some time with me in this video. And before you go, be sure to check out Skillshare as well by clicking the link in my description. Just clicking that link alone really helps my channel and helps me as a creator. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and for always supporting my channel. If you have made it this far in the video, comment down. I'm trying to think of something fun. Comment down a skull emoji. Yes. Comment down a nice little Yorick in the comments so we can see who stays the longest in my videos. And if you do stay the longest in my videos, I appreciate you guys so much. The kind comments that you leave really make my day and make me so happy. So I'm really so grateful for all your support and all your positivity, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!